Frank told her how the goddess Juno had appeared when he was a baby, how his grandmother had snatched the piece of wood from the fireplace. Grandmother said I had gifts, some talent we got from our ancestor the Argonaut, that my dad's being Mars? He shrugged. I'm supposed to be too powerful or something. That's why my wife can burn up so easily. Iris said I would die holding this, watching it burn. Frank turned a piece of tinder in his fingers. Even in his ghostly purple form, he looked so big and sturdy. Hazel figured he'd be huge when he was an adult, as strong and healthy as an ox. She couldn't believe his life depended on something as small as a stick. Frank, how can you carry it around with you? She asked. Aren't you terrified something will happen to it? That's why I'm telling you. He held out the firewood. I know it's a lot to ask, but would you keep it for me? Hazel's head spun. Until now, she'd accepted Frank's presence in her blackout. She'd led him along, numbly replaying her past, because it seemed only fair to show him the truth. But now she wondered if Frank was really experiencing this with her, or if she was just imagining his presence. Why would he trust her with his life? Frank, she said, you know who I am. I'm Pluto's daughter. Everything I touch goes wrong. Why would you trust me? You're my best friend. He placed the firewood in her hands. I trust nobody more than you. She wanted to tell him that he was making a mistake. She wanted to give it back. But before she could say anything, a shadow fell over them. Our ride is here? Frank guessed. Hazel had almost forgotten that she was reliving her past. Nico D'Angelo stood over her in a black overcoat, his Stygian iron sword at his side. He didn't notice Frank, but he locked eyes with Hazel and seemed to read her whole life. You're different, he said. A child of Pluto. You remember your past. Yes, Hazel said. And you're alive. Nico studied her like he was reading a menu, deciding whether or not to order. I'm Nico D'Angelo, he said. I came looking for my sister. Death has gone missing, so I thought I could bring her back and no one would notice. Back to life? Hazel asked. Is that possible? It should have been, Nico sighed. But she's gone. She chose to be reborn into a new life. I'm too late. I'm sorry. He held out his hand. You're my sister too. You deserve another chance. Come with me.